Hi, I'm Kieran Ricketts, journalist and political junkie. Apart from being dogged by spin and more backstabbing than Gossip Girl, there's actually a bit of structure to the way Australian politics works. It starts with a building called Parliament, a little shack in Canberra that cost you and I over $1 billion. But it comes with a bonus: 2 big rooms full of endless bitching. It's a bicameral parliamentary style of governance known as the Westminster system, an idea we stole from the Brits, along with our flag. The big green room's called the Lower House, or the House of Reps. That's where you'll see Mad Monk Abbott and Bogan Voice Gillard sledging each other. The boffins sitting in this room are MPs, or Members of Parliament. Some pollies wish it stood for Massive Penis, but those politicians are dreaming. There's also an Upper House, aka the Senate. That room's red, the colour of anger. But the people in it aren't that angry. In fact, they're the most boring of all, and they're called senators. They've got even more power than the bickering galahs you thought were in charge, including the ability to pass, block, or amend the laws you thought you'd finally heard the end of. The good news is, while you might despise these jokers, you can get rid of the ones you hate the most. It's a bit like Australian Idol, but even less entertaining. We call this an election. And this is how it goes. In the House of Reps, there are 150 seats. Each seat represents an area called an electorate, and you vote for whatever ramblers run for yours. You vote for the senators too, but on a ridiculously big piece of paper. The Australian Labor Party candidates are the ones who say working families quite a bit. They say they stand for social justice, but lately they're not quite sure they stand for anything. The Liberal Party candidates are the ones who yell big new tax at the ALP. They reckon they're better at managing money, but lately they pretty much just say the opposite of whatever Labor says. The Nationals reckon they stand for farmers. In reality, they usually just agree with the Liberals. There's a reason for this. They're too shit to win on their own, so they team up with the Liberals. And together, they're the coalition. Happy days. Then there's the Greens, who stand for hugging trees. There's also the Independents, who stick up for random wacky causes like more guns, scary religions, and trivial bullshit. The party that gets the most seats forms government and bores you on TV for years. They also form a cabinet full of ministers who are responsible for things they don't really understand, like the economy, or things they don't really care about, like the environment. There's a shadow cabinet too, full of shadow ministers who fight with the government. It's a bit like footy, except the full-time siren never really sounds. So that's Aussie politics. Try not to bore your mates with it, or you'll lose all of them. Instead, report it, right here at Election Wire.